Hello everyone, welcome to today's webinar, How to Buy a Motorcycle in a Virtual World. My name is Phillip Billups. I'm the Vice President of Dealer Products and Value. At CycleTrader, I ensure that the products we serve our customers are valuable so you can have the best experience on CycleTrader.com as possible. I come from a long line of riders, and my grandfather, father, and I have had quite a few motorcycles pass through our hands. Right now, I own a 2010 Harley 48 that mainly serves as my weekend stress reliever and general fun machine. I could go on for hours about my love for all things two wheels, but let me stay focused on the task at hand. Today, I'm excited to bring you insights on how to buy a motorcycle online and help you make sense of the virtual shopping experience. The world continues to move towards digital purchases being the norm, and motorcycles are no exception. So let's jump into what I'll cover today around buying a motorcycle in a virtual world. There are 7 important topics I want to walk you through. And whether you're a first-time buyer or you're searching for a second, third, or fourth motorcycle, the tips and tricks I'll talk through today will help you along the way. Number 1, I'll start with how to build your list. Number 2, go over how to determine your budget. 3, how to choose what type of motorcycle you want. 4, walk through some best practices when researching. 5, once you've found the motorcycle you're interested in, tips on connecting with the seller. 6, getting ready to buy in your virtual buying options. And finally, how to avoid fraud and scams online. All right, let's jump right in. The first thing you'll do is start building your list. What features do you need and want? Regardless if this is your first motorcycle or your 10th, you'll want to consider what your needs are for your bike. Based on your personal physique and ability, what size bike fits your needs best? Think ergonomics and seat height, especially if this motorcycle will be your primary mode of transportation. Will you be taking long trips or using it for short commutes? And what is the safest displacement and weight of the bike you need? These are examples of some of your needs when considering a bike. Now let's talk about wants. What features have you been dreaming about? What type and style are you looking for? Will you want any storage compartments? Do you want an extra seat, or will this be just for solo riding? What technology might you want, like GPS or Bluetooth built in? What fuel economy, performance are you looking for? Are you brand loyal or open to brand comparison? These are just some examples of flexible options to consider when making your bike wish list. Let's build a quick example of a list that includes both needs and wants. Say you're a first-time rider and this is your first motorcycle. Your dad and granddad ride Harley Davidsons, sounds familiar. So you want to start here. But you're open to other brands. You're looking for something easy to ride, like a standard bike or cruiser, with a small engine, not too powerful to start. You're wanting stability over performance at this point. Say you have a small to medium frame, so you'll need a low seat height and neutral ergonomics, not too forward-leaning or rear reclining. You might take some weekend getaways, so maybe you want to consider better fuel economy and extra storage options. And as you research, you may update this list based on your findings. So you have your wish list. Next, you'll need to determine your budget. The 3 main things to keep in mind while budgeting for your bike are the down payment, if you plan on financing, regular expenses such as monthly payments, insurance, fuel, and preventative maintenance. And lastly, unexpected repair costs. Let's expand on each one a little further. Let's talk about your down payment. It may be possible to secure a loan without a down payment, but it's unlikely. So you'll want to have 10 to 20% of the total motorcycle cost as a down payment. Why? Well, just like a car loan, the more money you put down upfront can help lower your monthly payment. There are a lot of factors that go into monthly payments, like APR, annual percentage rate, the length of your loan, sale price, and more. Luckily, there are payment calculators online that can help you get an idea of your estimated costs. Not only do you have to account for the monthly payment, but you also need to keep in mind the cost of regular expenses and insurance. If you are planning on having your bike be your main form of transportation, you may save on fuel costs compared to another vehicle. However, if your motorcycle will not be your main form of transportation, you'll need to think about the added fuel costs for joyrides or the cost to store your bike when it's not being used. I would also suggest a trickle battery charger if you're not riding it all the time. Insurance costs are also a major factor to consider when budgeting. Depending on your age and personal driving record, your insurance payments may be higher than you might think. And, like a car, you should definitely have your bike insured and comply with all state regulations to keep yourself and your bike safe, both on and off road. One helpful tip I want to share around budgeting is to establish a motorcycle insurance savings plan. This is where you are regularly depositing money into a dedicated savings account. Every month, try to deposit the cost of at least one labor hour at a local motorcycle service facility. Over the course of a year, that will buy you at least 12 shop hours that will help you keep your bike on the road and in tip-top shape. How often a bike should be serviced will vary based on the model, so refer to the owner's manual to get the manufacturer's recommendation. But, on average, most motorcycles require every year or 4,000 to 6,000 miles service intervals, whichever comes first. So, big question here. New or used? How do you know which to choose? I'm highlighting just a few pros and cons. Pros of a new motorcycle, it's never been dropped or in an accident, and you'll save on repair or maintenance costs because it is brand new. But you'll need to consider depreciation on a new bike. MotorcycleHabit.com says the depreciation happens mainly in the first 2 years and is estimated to be about 19 to 27%. And a bike will depreciate about 5% instantly just from you signing the ownership papers and driving it home. Plus, a new motorcycle will, of course, be more expensive, so you'll be looking at higher monthly payments. Now, let's think about used. It's a more economical option with lower monthly payments than you would spend on a new motorcycle, but there are cons with this option too, of course. You'll definitely want a background check to see the history of the bike, which may or may not show areas of concern. Plus, repair and maintenance costs may be higher if it hasn't been well maintained. Before buying a used bike, go online, check reviews, and look on forums for any issues with that manufacturer or model for that specific year. Now that you have your wish list and your budget in mind, let's talk about how you'll choose your bike type. This is fun. There are several different types of motorcycles that you see here to choose from. Some of the most popular ones are cruisers, dual sport, choppers, sport bikes, standard, touring, off-road, and scooters. Let's talk about each one individually. When most people think of cruisers, they think of Harley-Davidson, and rightfully so. But Harley isn't the only brand embracing this style. Cruisers are designed for laid-back, relaxed riding. They have low seats, often in a reclining position with a feet-forward riding style. Cruisers are great for daily rides, weekend trips, longer rides, and beginning to advanced riders. Dual sports are ready for anything. They can take on the paved road or back road with their off-road suspension. Their seat height is slightly higher to take on back roads, and they have a sporty look. Dual sport bikes are great for daily commutes, long distance rides, and back roads. Some common characteristics of choppers, as you can see here, are extended forks, low reclined seats, and longer front ends. Choppers stand out from the crowd and usually look different from typical factory models. These bikes favor personality over comfort and are usually chromed out and customized. Choppers are great for fast riding, making a statement, but maybe not so much for cornering. Sport bikes are less focused on comfort. They're made for speed, acceleration, and thrill. These high-performance motorcycles have higher foot pegs and seating that pushes the rider forward over the tank. They're made to take on tight turns with impeccable control. Sport bikes are great for high-speed riding, advanced riders, and high-performance riding. Also pretty good for the track. Standard motorcycles, or naked motorcycles as they're sometimes called, are known for their upright riding position. Their handlebars and foot pegs are positioned so riders can be comfortable without having to reach too far forward. These bikes have a retro feel in mid-ranged engine sizes. Standard motorcycles are great for new riders, daily commutes, and budget-conscious riders. Touring bikes are designed for long-distance rides with their big fuel tanks and comfortable seats and backrests. These bikes are on the heavier side and usually come with built-in windshields, navigation systems, and some even come with reverse and automatic transmissions. Touring bikes are great for long rides, weekend trips, and those looking for comfort overall. Off-road bikes are, for you guessed it, off-road riding. They have a taller seat to accommodate their suspension and place the rider in an upright position. They often feature knobby tires to take on the elements. Off-road bikes are great for trail riding and dirt biking. Last, scooters. They can be compared to small motorcycles with a step-through frame. Drivers can sit with their legs together and their feet on a floorboard. Scooters are an economical option for riders and have engines that range from 50 to 250 cc's. Scooters are great for city riding, shorter commutes, and ease of use. Now, there is one other one that is not mentioned here, but it is gaining popularity, and that's electric motorcycles. They definitely have an advantage. There is no gas, and there are quite a few manufacturers that are jumping in on this, as with cars. So electric motorcycles are coming, and they're going to start to grow. So as you can see, there are lots of options to choose from. So take your time and do your research. So that's what we'll talk about next, which is also the fun part. I said it's fun because it's easy to become obsessed with researching motorcycles online. It can be an exhilarating learning about all of the options out there, watching videos, scrolling through pictures, and reading about them. Researching shouldn't be stressful. It should be exciting. And remember that it's a necessary step in gathering all the information you need to decide which bike is perfect for you. When it comes to research, there is so much information online at your fingertips. In fact, doing your own research without needing to go in person to a dealership for answers is becoming the norm. According to a recent survey on CycleTrader, 46% of motorcycle buyers would consider purchasing a bike without seeing it in person based on their own online research. Now, whether you choose to go that route or not is totally up to you. I know many people want to see and explore the unit in person before purchasing, but just know that the option to buy sight unseen is also available and easier than ever. So whether you're buying your first motorcycle or you're planning to upgrade to a different bike to meet your needs, it's important to be thorough when you're researching. Here are a few recommendations. Start with Google, like most of us do when researching any purchase, big or small. Find answers to any specific questions you might have, and keep in mind that as you're researching, your wish list and budget can adjust depending upon what you're finding. For example, you may think that you could afford the newest model of the unit you're looking for, but after researching and evaluating, the cost of a new is just maybe out of your reach. And it turns out that you'll have to spend more than what you had planned on. So therefore, always be open to options here. Check out pictures and videos of different motorcycles to see what's out there. Combined with a detailed description, pictures and videos can really show off every detail of the bike. Dealers and sellers know that buyers want to see clear, quality images to make informed decisions, and the more the better. And don't forget to look at the specs as well. Specs that are included on listings are great because they show all of the bells and whistles the bike has, like storage and technology, and even things that maybe weren't factory in some cases, giving you a better feel for what that particular bike is all about. One of my favorite things to do when looking at motorcycles is visiting my favorite bike blogs. A quick Google search will bring up dozens of different industry blogs you can explore. They really show you a true view of the lifestyle or adventure you're looking for. Same goes with social media. I recommend getting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even Pinterest, and just start exploring different pages and groups or hashtags. Again, You'll really start to be able to envision yourself on a bike and get really excited about what you're about to buy. Be sure to also visit motorcycle review sites like motorcycle.com or ridermagazine.com when you're starting to compare bikes that you're interested in. Reading positive reviews and even negative reviews are also incredibly valuable when making large purchase decisions like buying a motorcycle. Research manufacturer websites as well. Just like with cars, many people are brand loyal to bike manufacturers. When car shopping, you're going to go with the brand you trust and that others trust too, right? So the same goes for a motorcycle, whether that's BMW, Harley-Davidson, Indian, or any of the other of the dozens of quality motorcycle brands out there. It's just a matter of gathering information around the features that make up your needs and wants. And of course, I recommend visiting classified sites like CycleTrader to explore real-life listings, to see what's on the market right now, check out prices of specific units, and help you narrow down your search even further toward the bike of your dreams. And a lot of times there are also, bikes that you don't see very often. Some rare finds sometimes come up on CycleTrader. So definitely always keep it as an option. And with over 300,000 new and used motorcycles for sale on CycleTrader, you can explore and filter by any bike type and brand you want. Read through unit descriptions and look at pictures and videos so you can get a feel for each type of unit. You can use the search bar to find specific terms you're looking for, or go straight to the categories to filter by type, make, new, used, year, mileage, and more. You can filter by local listings in your area, or you can even consider bikes that are further away since shipping options are available too. As you find ones that you love, save your favorites to your MyTrader profile. From there, you can start to narrow your search down to find your perfect unit. There's also a whole research section, also available at cycletrader.com/research that I recommend you check out as well. There are tools around motorcycle prices, guides, and motorcycle history reports through the NADA. There are model guides, insurance coverage options, a loan calculator, warranty, and shipping information, and so much more. You can also visit our blog at cycletrader.com/blog to explore industry topics as well. Now, you've created your list, figured out your budget, chosen the type of bike you want, done your research, gone to cycletrader.com, and narrowed down your search to the bike your heart is set on. Now it's time to connect with the seller. And again, in this virtual world, you don't have to immediately visit a dealership or go in person to connect with the seller. There are a number of communication channels that sellers often offer that you can use, including, of course, go-to contact methods like email and phone calls. Or if you have simple questions you want answers to, many sellers offer the options of text messaging or live chat for a quick response. In our recent CycleTrader survey, the channel motorcycle buyers found the most valuable when connecting with the seller was text messaging, probably because it's so simple and most of us are already texting on our phones every day, so it's convenient as well. But I will say, if you're looking for more in-depth information or a closer look, live video chat is a really excellent option. Dealers and sellers are eager to help you find the right motorcycle. And through live video chats or virtual meetings or through apps like Zoom or FaceTime, they can give you a complete tour of the bike you're interested in without you stepping foot on their lot. Many dealerships on CycleTrader let you conduct a virtual motorcycle inspection via live video chat, allowing you to view every inch of the bike, hear the engine running, see the mileage, review parts or damage, ask questions, and hear their sales pitch. Again, you want to make sure this feels like you're on the lot, talking about the bike and its details with the seller. Also, you'll be able to ask all the questions you have and take plenty of notes when you're doing this. You want to feel totally comfortable and confident in the unit you're looking at, all from the comfort and safety of your own home. Use any of these channels to request more photos, Seek out additional details, ask questions, talk financing, make an offer, negotiate price, or communicate about anything else you think is important. On CycleTrader, you can click a button from each listing that allows you to request more videos and pictures if there's something more that you want to see. According to our recent survey, photos and videos were the most important tools when considering a bike purchase sight unseen, followed by clear communication with the seller as a close second. Don't be afraid to be specific in what you want to see more of. If they're really offering the bike up for sale, they should be comfortable with meeting any questions that you have or speaking about the bike's history as well. Classified websites are also evolving with buyers in this new digital environment. There's make an offer. There's a make an offer button on CycleTrader that takes you directly to that step of the process. You simply put in an offer amount that you think is fair and reasonable, and you let the dealer come back to you with either an acceptance notice or a counteroffer. The dealer may also be willing to sweeten the deal by offering you other promotions, waiving delivery fees, offering upgrades at no additional cost, or other beneficial deals. The make an offer feature allows you to have control in the beginning of the negotiation process, and it helps get you one step closer to owning the bike of your dreams. Now, the purchasing process can be simple, especially in today's virtual world. Many dealerships offer virtual buying options depending on state laws and dealership policies. Check to see if virtual options are available for a final inspection of the bike via a video stream, signing documents to finalize a sale, obtaining financing, or obtaining warranties, sometimes through a dealership or third party. You can also check to see if you have to go to the dealership lot yourself, or if the motorcycle can be delivered. If you're local, a seller might bring the bike right to your driveway. If you're further away, you may be able to arrange for the bike to be shipped to you. From the moment you start communicating with the dealer or seller, make sure you're paying attention to their customer service. They should be eager to exceed your expectations during the buying process, even if they're not assisting you in person. You'll start to form a relationship with them, and the service you receive can be a major deciding factor. You may continue to working with them if issues arise after your initial purchase, or if you need routine maintenance or care. So you want to make sure that you're confident with who you're working with. And a lot of our dealers on CycleTrader meet these needs very well. So definitely be open to asking and be sure to be confident in what you're asking for. And if the motorcycle you want is used, you want to also look into the history of the motorcycle itself. Ask the seller about the bike's background and current condition. There are websites that allow you to enter the VIN for a history report. You may also be able to contact the DMV or appropriate insurance company as well. If you're looking for a complete history report, sites like vindatahistory.com/motorcycles allow you to enter the VIN number for a more comprehensive check for a small fee. This is really useful when looking at used because if the motorcycle's been in an accident or been dropped, you really need to understand whether or not everything is still mechanically sound. You may also want to consider a warranty and roadside assistance. Just like a car, motorcycles may require repairs or replacements. Many dealerships offer warranties when purchasing a unit, but there are also independent companies that offer warranty options too. If your insurance doesn't provide roadside assistance options, you can also look for that type of protection and coverage from third parties. Again, you can learn more around warranties at cycletrader.com/research. And the last step in the buying process, once your offer is accepted, is to sign the dotted line. And again, whether you set up an appointment at the dealership or have the motorcycle delivered to you is totally up to you. Just make sure that you know all of your options. Now that dealers and sellers are adapting more to our virtual world, it's very easy to have everything signed, sealed, and delivered very quickly, and there are tons of options here. So be sure to understand which one will work best for you and for the dealer and seller that you're working with. Now, there is one last very important section to cover, and that's how to avoid fraud and scams. According to our survey, the fear of being scammed is a top reason why people have reservations about completing a motorcycle purchase online. It's always slightly unnerving to make a significant purchase online, and a motorcycle is no exception. But if you follow these guidelines, you reduce your likelihood of being susceptible to fraud or scams. There are three main things to remember. 1. Confirm that the unit, seller, and deal are real. 2. Use caution when browsing sites. 3. Only use secure payment methods and credit card protection programs. Now let's walk through each one. How do you make sure the unit, the seller, and the deal itself is real? First, verify that any pictures of inventory are of the actual unit for sale and are not stock images from online. To make sure you are buying the specific unit in the pictures, you can even ask the seller for a photo of that unit that includes the seller holding a piece of paper with their name and date, or anything else you ask for. It might be a slight inconvenience to them, but you should be suspicious if they refuse to provide a photo like this that really validates their ownership. A seller should also always clearly provide the name of their company or themselves, as well as their physical address. A telephone number and email address also help validate this. If they don't provide that information, it's an immediate warning sign. If they do provide the information, you need to check that it is accurate by doing a quick search online. Plug the physical address into Google Maps to make sure the location is where a legitimate business might operate. Do a search online for the phone number provided to see if it returns the company or if anyone reports getting spam calls from that number. Ensure that any email or telephone number you are given is an exact match of the contact information on the contact page of the seller's website, if they have one. For example, anyone contacting you from CycleTrader directly will have a @cycletrader.com or @traderinteractive.com email address. Never a Gmail, Yahoo, or any other personal email provider domain. Now, for our dealers, they also may have their own dealership name or something like that. But just be sure that that the name, the seller, and the bike all have some correlations that they actually do exist and that they are legitimate. Now, another thing to do is checking online reviews. Leaving and reading company and product reviews has become a huge aspect of online shopping. People who have been scammed by a company are very likely to have left an online review about their experience. Search for the company's name along with the keyword reviews or scam and see what other people may have said. Now, sometimes companies really do offer amazing deals. But most of the time, when something sounds too good to be true, unfortunately, it probably is. Scammers will often say you won a prize, but to claim it, you have to provide sensitive information and or send them money for taxes, fees, to reserve it, or shipping cost. Typically, prizes don't come with any charges to the winner, so that's already a big red flag. But also ask yourself if the prize is reasonable or if it seems over the top. Finally, ask yourself if any deal or giveaway fits the pattern of typical behavior for the company and if they've offered similar deals or prizes in the past. If you've never signed up for a contest or heard of the company making comparable deals to the one they're offering, it's another big, huge warning sign that something just isn't right and it could be a potential scam. When browsing websites like the seller's website, first make sure it looks professional and legitimate. Most fake websites will look somewhat strange with spelling and grammar mistakes, low quality product images, and other oddities. This can help them naturally filter out cautious shoppers. They know that if you don't catch simple mistakes on a website, then you're not likely to catch their scam either. Look for other claims on the website that could be verified, like seals of approval or endorsement badges from a company like the Better Business Bureau. Sometimes a scam goes beyond tricking you into sending money, but instead involves directly stealing your identity or hacking your computer and online accounts. So never click on unknown links in emails or websites. Hover your mouse over links to preview where it might take you, and only click links when you know the site is trusted. Now, when paying for something online, you should follow 3 security guidelines. First, always pay on a page that is secured. Secured websites will have HTTPS before the site name, and you'll also see a lock icon in the address bar where the URL is located. Second, pay by credit card, as you may be able to recover your money from the credit card company if fraud occurs. Many credit card companies will offer a unique credit card number that you can use for specific websites. These card protection services ensure that if somebody gets a hold of your credit card or information on a transaction, they can't use it on any other sites, saving you out of being scammed from significant amounts of money for large purchases like this. Third, avoid direct money transfers, as it can be nearly impossible to get your money back if you're scammed or have issues with the product. Don't forget to regularly check your bank statements as well. Check your accounts regularly instead of waiting for the physical bill to arrive. This helps you control any fraudulent charges that allows you to take immediate action when you see something that's just not right. And if you ensure that you're following these tips and tricks to avoid fraud and scam, you're setting yourself up for a seamless digital online researching and buying experience that's painless and will really make the whole process of finding your next motorcycle enjoyable and fun. Now, to wrap up, because I've shared a ton of information, Cycle Trader has created a cheat sheet that you can download and save on your computer so that you don't forget the main tips from this webinar that I've talked about today. The guide, along with a number of other virtual buying educational resources, can be found by visiting the URL shown on the screen, cycletrader.com/blog/virtual buying. So let's do a quick recap of what I've covered around how to buy a motorcycle in a virtual world, and what you've heard and what you'll have in hand with the cheat sheet. Build your list, determine your budget, choose your type, do your research, contact with the seller, get ready to buy, and how to avoid frauds and scams. I know that the thought of using virtual resources when researching and buying a motorcycle can sound intimidating to some, but we at Cycle Trader are here and happy to help you. If you want to start by looking at motorcycles in your area, definitely check out cycletrader.com. If you're looking for more resources around buying a motorcycle, visit the URL cycletrader.com/blog/virtual buying. And if you have specific questions, we'll also be holding a QA live on Facebook soon to follow. And you can check out the Cycle Trader Facebook page for when we'll have that event. Now, I hope that you'll come to love riding as much as my family and I do, and that you'll love the entire process of finding the perfect bike for you. It's been awesome to share a lot of this information with you. Like I said, the resources will be available at the URL that you see here. And I really and truly do look forward to seeing some of you on Facebook Live here in the very near future. Happy riding. Be safe out there. And always be sure to not take chances when you're riding out on 2 wheels. Thanks again.